What's up, people? What's up? So I want to throw out this video here, a little more knowledge on what you need to do and how to do it. Today's topic: how to build troops on the cheap and how to get the most out of your speed ups for building troops and healing troops. How to heal troops on the cheap. I see a lot of people that make mistake healing troops, and I wanted to put this out there. So before we get started, do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe button if you haven't already. Helps me and helps the channel as we try to grow this thing into something halfway decent. So I appreciate it. All right, so let's start with healing troops. When you heal your troops, use your troop building gear. It will save you time. If you see the video here that I have up, I have within my using my familiar gear, I have something like a 22 hours or something like that, or day, something like that. Yeah, 22 hours. And then when I put my troop building gear on, it decreases that time from 22 hours down to like 18 or 19 hours. So it's like a 4-hour decrease. Decent amount, right? 4 hour, that's 4 hours less speeds if you're going to use them right away, or just 4 hours less waiting time. Also, if you're like doing something where you have a lot of troops to heal, maybe Baron or something like that, and you're not leading, if you go into your training talents, it will also decrease your healing time rather significantly. That 19 hours probably would have gone down to like 13, 12 hours, something like that in training talents. So it would save you a decent amount of speed ups for that. Definitely worth doing. All right, the next piece of this is how to train troops on the cheap. If you don't spend and you're a free to play player, you'll get enough speeds about every 7 days, depending on what kind of guild you're in, maybe 5 if it's a really, really active guild, to do a round of training. And what do I mean by a round of training? Typically, I mean you're going to be able to do enough hell events to finish a 24-hour troop training. So that brings us into the next piece. Get the most you can get out of your troop training speeds, and so that you get that back. The very, very, very most important thing is you want to take advantage of the hell events. When you have a troop hell event training, you do that. So you're going to get some chests if you need them, usually all the standard ones, nothing super special. You'll get a few, usually a little bit of energy for hunting monsters, and some resources and maybe some speeds. But most importantly, what you're going to get is, depending on the size of the hell event, you're going to get gems. Like an 830k point hell event, it's going to get you 2,500 gems. So that's significant. So you can help build up your gem cost. And maybe you don't have quite enough speed, so you can use a few gems to finish a hell event. Ideally, when you're troop training like that, you're waiting for a 24-hour challenge troop train one, so you can get some more stuff out of that. Typically, sometimes there's Chaos Dragon in that, but typically sometimes they'll offer some good stuff in those 24 hours, depending on what's there, but definitely worth taking advantage of. I know the times that I've not been able to put any money into the game and I'm doing it that way, I always waited for a 24 hours so I can get the most bang out of my buck. And if you get lucky, you'll get a solo. You don't get much out of solos, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but it's not much. I don't think solos are really major thing to worry about, but definitely the hell events, preferably the 24-hour. If you are a medium to small spender, you're going to get a few more training speeds and a few more speeds, because you're just going to get them when you buy stuff. so you might be able to train a little sooner. But it's the same principle. I mean, even though I can afford to build troops every 2-3 days, um, I typically still wait on those. I don't wait on the 24 hours quite so much anymore, but I definitely still use the hell events almost exclusively. Uh, um, if and there's in the days, you got to remember too, the hell events are like most things in IGG. They're RNG. There's no guarantee you're gonna get troop training hells very often. I've been on days where I've gotten one or two the entire day, and then I've been on other days where like every other one was a troop train hell event. So it just depends on the RNG that IGG has. It just depends on your luck on whether you're going to get them. But those are how you do that stuff. Definitely use your training gear. If you're lucky and you happen to be Overlord, you can get the chief title. That's going to save you a little bit of time. You can get the training boost pop, kingdom training boost pop. If you can get that done, that's going to save you a little bit of time too. And all those things, and you can pop your 10 or 20% boost. All that adds up, especially when you're training. You need to train troops, and you're just sitting in a bubble waiting to train troops because you got zeroed, or you ended up killing too many on this, that, and next thing. Or you're in a kingdom where one of those Titan guilds move in, and you just have to set in a bubble anyway until something happens. So you might as well train troops because you got nothing better to do. Usually when those happens is the most boringest time in the world, because I mean, at the end of the day, Lords Mobile is a war game. We all want to play with our troops and fight, but there's no point in doing it if you have literally no hope of killing anything. So anyway, just a little quick information on ways to build troops that are the most economical and is not going to break your bank kind of deal. But yeah, about a week, 5 to 7 days, and you'll have enough training speeds to run an entire 24-hour event. And if you get lucky and they pop through on you for you might get that day you need. 5 days in, you might get a troop train in 24, or maybe a couple days later before you get it. So just keep saving the speeds until you get one, and use them to your advantage, so you can max your gear and get everything you can from them, because Lord knows there's not enough cheap or free stuff from IGG. They give it, but there's not a lot of it, so take advantage of every bit of it they do give you. Peace out. Like and subscribe for me.